Hello, and welcome to another video. You know, one of my most favorite maps in the entirety of Bear Alpha is the alien from Neptune. Sure, it is a little small, and it doesn't have unique puzzles, however, where it dwindles in gameplay, it makes up in atmosphere and lore. The story of the alien from Neptune is definitely one of the most interesting in the whole game, and it is surprisingly well thought out. I want to share with all of you viewers the lore of this map, and that is exactly the purpose of this video. Today we'll be diving into the alien from Neptune's story, and you will learn what truly happened in this map. With all of that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, so before we talk about the events that take place in the alien from Neptune, we need to look at some background information. By looking around the map, we can figure out where exactly this map takes place. Based on a sign near the road, we know that the setting of this map is in a small resort known as the Hills. In this resort, we can find two houses, an abandoned church, a small frozen pond with a meter on it, and a large frozen lake. Something really interesting about this lake in particular is that it is the same one seen in the Samta's Winter Stronghold map, meaning both maps are physically located right next to each other. There are some other small details in this map, but those were all the important things. Now we can move on to the events. In the house the survivors spawn in, we can find the introductions to our characters. On the dining table, we can find a note written by someone named Victoria. From this note, we know that Victoria and Darren, who is likely her younger brother, are going to get some food as their father is too busy doing something in the basement. Victoria also comments how she is confused on why it is getting cold all of a sudden. This comment will become important later, however we don't have to worry about it right now. Moving on, we can actually find Victoria and Darren's father in the basement of this house. Behind a closed curtain, you can see the father examining 3 baby aliens. Now, this leads us to a perfect transition to the next event in this map, that being the alien from Neptune. The alien from Neptune, which I'll refer to as just the alien for simplicity, is an NPC which spawns in the map when the timer reaches its 2-minute mark. The alien will first emerge from the asteroid on the lake beside the spawn house, and when it does, it will start to attack survivors, acting as an aid to the bear. In terms of its appearance, the alien is a large blue blob that is missing a leg and is covered in snow. Now, although this isn't necessarily confirmed, I believe that the alien acts as a sort of parent or guardian to the baby aliens in the basement, as that would give it a purpose to even being there, as it is trying to protect its children. However, although that is pretty much what the alien does, their existence implies a much larger story, however we will discuss more about that later. Okay, so now let's get back to Victoria and Darren. Towards the end of the frozen lake, you can find these two just standing there in complete shock. However, why are they so surprised? Well, this wraps back into how Victoria comments how cold it is. For Victoria to be genuinely confused on why it is cold, it means that no snow or anything winter-related was present at the time Victoria wrote the letter, as if it were present, then she wouldn't have to ask that question. Additionally, when we play the map, we know that Victoria and Darren are arriving home, as we see them next to the frozen lake. Judging by how at this time snow is everywhere and everything is destroyed, it means that all of the snow falling and the destruction of buildings had to have happened while Victoria and Darren were out getting food. This actually gives us a decent timeline of events of what actually happened in this map. However, there are still some big issues, those being how all of the snow had come so suddenly and how Neptune got so close to Earth. For the issue of how Neptune is so close to Earth, I'm not really sure. We know that the alien and the baby aliens aren't the only characters of their species. For one, Lagoon and the Token Counselors are also aliens from Neptune. Additionally, the area where the player gets the Grey Whitey token, which I've theorized to take place on the planet of Neptune, houses different variations of the alien. My best guess for this is that the Token Counselors might have moved the planet for some reason, as they seem to be pretty powerful, although that is just a guess. Now, for how all the snow came so quickly, I think I've nailed how it happened. My theory is that Neptune moving so close to Earth had an effect on the climate in some way, as that would make sense when you look at the size of what is going on. This change happened to make the Earth extremely cold extremely fast, which would explain how the snow piled up so suddenly. Now that we have all the puzzle pieces, it is time to form a timeline. To start, the asteroid lands behind Victoria and Darren's house. Their dad discovers the 3 baby aliens, who I assume emerged from the asteroids first, as that makes the most sense, and his time becomes consumed in studying these aliens. This leads to Victoria and Darren going out to get food all alone, as their dad is too busy. While they are gone, the entire planet of Neptune somehow gets moved right next to Earth, propelling the climate into a new ice age, or something like that. It is also at this time that the alien emerges from the asteroid and they begin searching for the baby aliens, destroying anything that gets in their way. After this, Victoria and Darren return to see the giant mess that has been created. That, my friends, is the entire known story of the alien from Neptune in Bear Alpha. Now, there are still some unanswered questions, such as how will this impact future events in the game, and how did Neptune even get moved so close to Earth? I guess these questions will be answered in the future, or not, who knows. Anyways, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed.